back. Here in New York, Columbia President Minouche Shafik resigning after months of criticism from students, donors, even members of Congress. They've been calling on Shafik to step down over her handling of the pro-Palestinian protests on campus. Protests over the war continue. They're gearing up for a big showing next week at the DNC in Chicago. Just last night, demonstrators crashed an event for the Harris campaign here in New York. Tarik Sheppard, Deputy Commissioner of Public Information at the NYPD, joining us now. Deputy Commissioner, such a pleasure to have you.
Good afternoon.
Let's start with Columbia's President Shafik resigning. One of the biggest criticisms that she faced was authorizing the NYPD to make arrests last year during graduation season. Over 100 students were arrested when it came to criminal trespassing. Look, hindsight is 2020. But how do you think that was handled now looking back?
Looking back, I think that when you take into account that you had surveillance cameras broken inside of that place, you had doors that were padlocked, we didn't have much intel that we can get out of there to make decisions. And so I think it was the right decision. And I also think that, you know, Columbia's reputation and the name of Columbia around the country, we cannot allow an institution like that to be taken over because it sends a message to the rest of the country. And so I think it was the right decision. And if we get that call, we would make the same decisions that we made.
I want to talk about a specific night. That's when students broke into Columbia's Hamilton Hall. It was on April 30th. You're nodding. I know you remember vividly. Over 300 people were arrested. What's your impression on how that evening played out? Did you go into it thinking that hundreds of students, of protesters, would be arrested?
Yeah, I think what we did do is we utilized our specialty people because we wanted to. We didn't want to anticipate anything. We just said, whatever comes our way, we want the people that can handle anything. And so, and again, because those security cameras were destroyed, it took away a lot of options from us to understand.
You felt blind, I would imagine.
We were going in there blind, and we wanted our specialty people, and that's why we chose to go with ESU. And then when you think about it, you know, we don't want to keep having to come back. And we learned our lesson one time when we went there and had to come back. So if you go there and you leave a bunch of locked doors, you don't check what's behind there, you can end up having to come back the next day, right?
Columbia is actually considering adding peace officers to its campus security. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, in this city, we've coordinated with all kind of resources before. So if they add peace officers at security, we'll coordinate with them.
What is a peace officer? Do they still have the authority to arrest somebody on campus?
Yeah, they would have the authority to make arrests in most situations on campus, but they still will coordinate with the NYPD from the arrest processing all the way through to the intel sharing and everything. So Columbia is a big institution. It's a big name in our city. And no matter what, we look forward to coordinating with the new administration and whatever decision they choose to, whatever direction they go in terms of their security, we'll continue to work with.
So they're calling it peace officers, but it's just NYPD officers on campus.
Right. It's the
title.
You see this as a model around the country. Many universities have their own officers with peace officer status, and they can make arrests in order to keep the place safe.
Let's shift gears. You and I were talking during commercial. It's been a busy time for the NYPD. Mayor Adams and other elected officials held a fundraiser for Kamala Harris yesterday. It was interrupted in Harlem by pro-Palestinian protesters. Tell me a little bit about that. How many people were arrested?
Yeah, so we had to make 14 arrests yesterday. Most of them were for disorderly conduct. We did have one for attempted assault on a police officer. Look, we respect people's rights to come out and protest. However, you can't come out and commit crimes. We've been saying this over and over again, and WLL is very aware of this. However, this group continues to ignore that and come to the streets with incendiary devices, assaulting people, blocking roads and things like that. We're just not going to tolerate that in New York City.
Do you anticipate more of those kinds of protests going into November?
Sure, without a doubt. It's going to be a very active time, a very active political time, which draws more protests. And we welcome that as long as it's done lawfully. If you break the law, we're not going to tolerate in New York City. We will move in, we will make arrests, and we'll do what we have to do. Obviously, there's other parts of the system that have to work after these arrests are made, but we're not going to tolerate assaults on our police officers, our politicians, or anything like that.
The NYPD, I noticed this too, have nearly doubled the amount of officers in Central Park because of the uptick of not violence, but many robberies. Talk to me about that as well. How many officers do you plan to deploy? Yeah,
we started out with 2 shifts, probably well over 100 additional officers, but it's whatever it takes. You know, Central Park is an iconic location. It's one of the gems of the city. We saw another spike now in the southern end of the park with robberies, and it's something in which we had to do. We are not going to allow people to become victims of robberies, really anywhere in our city, but especially in a location like Central Park. We have to battle back, and that's why the extra deployment was necessary.
Deputy Commissioner Tarik Sheppard from the NYPD, thank you so much for your insight, sir. Great.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.